Namaskaram. ഇന്ന് നമ്മളോടൊപ്പം ഉള്ളത് ശ്രീ കല്യാൺ കുമാർ ചക്രവർത്തി ആണ്. അദ്ദേഹം സമീപകാലം വരെ കേന്ദ്ര ലളിതകലാ അക്കാദമിയുടെ ചെയർമാൻ ആയിരുന്നു. 2014 NDA ഗവൺമെൻറ് അധികാരത്തിൽ വന്നതിനെ തുടർന്ന് നമ്മുടെ സാംസ്കാരിക മേഖലയിൽ വന്നിട്ടുള്ള വലിയ തോതിലുള്ള കടന്നുകയറ്റത്തിൻ്റെ ആദ്യ ഇരകളിൽ ഒരാളാണ് ശ്രീ ചക്രവർത്തി. അദ്ദേഹത്തോട് രാജിവെച്ച് മാറാൻ ഉള്ള ആവശ്യം ആണ് അവരുടെ ഭാഗത്തുനിന്നുണ്ടായത്. തുടർന്ന് ഉണ്ടായ കടുത്ത സമ്മർദ്ദത്തെ തുടർന്ന് പുരോഗമനപരമായ ചിന്തയുടെ പ്രതിനിധിയായ ശ്രീ ചക്രവർത്തി ചെയർമാൻ സ്ഥാനത്ത് നിന്ന് ഒഴിയുകയാണ് ഉണ്ടായത്. തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും സമീപകാലത്ത് രാജ്യത്തെ സാംസ്കാരിക ബഹുസ്വരത നേരിടുന്ന വെല്ലുവിളികളെക്കുറിച്ച് സംസാരിക്കുവാൻ ഏറ്റവും അനുയോജ്യനായ ഒരു പ്രതിനിധിയാണ് അദ്ദേഹം. ശ്രീ ചക്രവർത്തി, could you explain what are the situations that forced you to quit the post of the chairman?
I did not quit the post of chairman. The Ministry of Culture took, because I am a presidential appointee, and it is only the president after his pursuing a proceeding prescribed in the constitution who takes the decision, and the ministry also cannot take this decision because it is the central government. But the reasons are, various kinds, like autocratic functioning, etc., which are all wrong. I mean, because you see, anything that you say, you have to issue a show cause notice with presidential approval, because I was selected after a year-long search, and it is a non-partisan kind of a thing. And then there is a procedure, I mean, for removal, and the removal can be done only by the President of India. So that by also by the central government, not by the Ministry of Culture. So whatever it was, the matter is sub judice. But my fate is not very important, because I was in an honorary job. I mean, it was not a salaried thing or anything. And I have been honorary Chancellor of NUEPA also. I have been honorary so many things. I am also Chairman of Bhasha Trust, and also President of an Education Council of India.
Yeah, but there is a widespread perception that your exit, sending you out, had something to do with the changed political scenario.
Well, more than political things, because one would like to think that it is I'm a political victim or something. But strangely enough, I feel that it is a matter of mismanagement of the institution.
So in fact, what gives political color to this particular development in your case is the series of interventions that occurred from the part of the government.
Yeah.
See, for example, in the case of National Book Trust, Mr. Sethu Madhavan,
I know.
who hails from here,
Sure.
he was unceremoniously
Sure.
asked to go out. Then there was, of course, blatant intervention in ICHR.
Of course.
Yeah. So this was
also, the ISI and the various central universities, IGNU, and then IIMs, all kinds of institutions.
Yes. So
that is a little odd, but I do not know, because in those cases I do not know whether cases of corruption came up, because allegations are always made against a person, who is sought to be removed. But since in this case we are trying to move on a very large scale against corruption, so obviously the motivation would not be, to eliminate corruption.
Yeah, and again, the people do not feel that this is an outcome or a war cry against corruption. Rather, this has got sort of a political and cultural undertones.
Whatever. You see, Lalit Kala Akademi, or any academy for that matter, is not equivalent to the nation. The Lalit Kala Akademi doesn't include the nation, it doesn't, serve the entire nation. What resources does it have? All it can do is to act as a catalytic agent. It can act as a catalytic agent for inciting popular initiatives, for community movements, for working, setting new goals and directions. That is all it can do.
Sir, in fact, we find that there is an organized attempt from the part of the government and of course the ruling dispensation, to intervene in the cultural diaspora of the country.
You see, democracy is certainly not just political democracy.
With your experience with Chhattisgarh, let me ask you.
Also,
in fact,
Madhya
lakhs of people from Chhattisgarh are emigrating to Kerala in search of job. And we understand that it's on account of the acute level of poverty they are confronting there. And as far as we know, it's the existing economic environment that has led them to run away from their own areas, because now the rural economy has collapsed. They do not get a sustenance from agriculture. And again, as far as Chhattisgarh is concerned, our understanding is that these people are the victims of the mine mafia. And to our knowledge, it is these factors that chase them out of their homelands.
That is true, because these people have been victims of exploitation for a long time, for the last 200 years or so. Ever since, there was an entry of predatory, land mafia, water mafia, and mining mafia, and road mafia into the state. This is a historical phenomenon from the British days. Definitely the marginalized groups were in trouble. And their Sivai Zamamandi, because their titles were oral, and they were evicted from their titular rights. But over a period of time, the government also, with different complexions of government, they tried to consolidate their title, but then what is important is that none of this is just a police problem. For instance, economy.
Precisely, yes.
Economy is, because the police are also innocent, they are victims of a system which they do not understand. They just go into the fire, that's all.